Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the AfterShock EpiCenter live stream. I'm your host and the communications specialist here at AfterShock Comics, RuthAnn Thompson. I hope you all had an amazing Free Comic Book Day weekend, and welcome everybody in the chat. Welcome Nathan Duncan, and hello to you too. And bringing in Bunny Mask Hot, we had for our Free Comic Book Day weekend the Bunny Mask Tales. So hopefully you guys picked that up. And now for this coming New Comic Book Day, tomorrow on Wednesday, May 11th, we have the brand new title of Bunny Mask, The Hollow Inside. So we're very excited to bring this back. It seemed like a complete no-brainer, as Mike Mart says, to bring it back. And discussing the return of this avenging angel, Paul Tobin says the second volume continues to focus on the theme of identity, now with a new character called the Hollow, a bizarre creature who devours the very existence of his victims, leaving no memory or mark of the person behind, wiping away any memories or physical evidence the person ever existed at all. This is something Bunny Mask definitely defines as a sickness. So, and the whole team is back. So we have writer Paul Tobin with ridiculously talented artist Andrea Muti, who yet again captures Bunny Mask to her fullest with the only artist I've ever seen that makes watercolors absolutely terrifying. So is there a sickness? I think there is. Her footfalls don't exist. She leaves no marks. Her eyes are a white abyss. Her name is Bunny Mask, and she is free from her cave and moving through the city, searching for sickness and enacting her own unfathomable sense of justice. So can Tyler Severin control her? And does he even want to? So the answers are still hidden, but what is clear is that Bunny Mask is back to grab you by your teeth and never let go. And Forrest Bates, hello. Bunny Mask Tales Free Comic Book Day issue was incredible. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. And I agree, Nathan, that Muti's art is absolutely amazing. And welcome, Leonard. Evening. Bunny Mask Tales Free Comic Book Day issue was absolutely stunning. I'm so glad you all picked it up. So hopefully, for those who missed out, just maybe we'll have them available somehow if you happen to miss out. Next up for this Free Comic Book Day coming up for tomorrow, Wednesday, May 11th, we have The Ocean Will Take Us #2. So this continues this very high school drama horror by Rich Dueck and artist Carlos Oliveiras. So Piper and Casey manage to land themselves in detention, of course, as what happens, finding unexpected allies in their quest to take down the swim team. I love the way that Dueck kind of brings in a lot of vibes from like Breakfast Club and also some other like Goonies type horror, but then goes a little even darker with it. Because as they dive deeper into this mystery, they uncover an evil that might just be beyond the power of 5 misfit high school schoolers in combat. So, really love this. I love the art style from Oliveiras as well. It kind of has this cartoony yet very terrifying twist to it. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this as well. So you're welcome to pick up issue 1 as well if you missed out before this one. Nathan Duncan says this book surprised me. It was a surprise. Like the cover seems a little like, oh, this is chill. It's not going to be too terrifying, and it's dark. It's very intense. And last but not least, for this Wednesday New Comic Book Day on May 11th, we have Campisi the Dragon Instant, the complete series. So this trade paperback has all 5 issues in it. And this follows the writing of James Patrick, who yet again is just the only writer I know that can combine 2 genres that shouldn't go together. And yet you're like, oh, I wish I thought of that. And artist Marco Locati, like, does this perfectly. I'm a huge fan of dragons, by the way. Another nerdy fact about RuthAnn, and I absolutely love this twist of small time mob that happens to have a dragon involved. So this follows Sonny Campisi, who is a small time fixer for the mob controlled neighborhood of Green Village. If you don't pay your gambling debt, he'll come and collect. If you get a little rough with one of the girls, he gets a little rough with you. But when a dragon flies into town and Sonny is the one who is tasked with getting rid of it, it's a problem unlike he's ever faced, and a chain of events begins that will affect everyone who lives in that neighborhood, especially Sonny. And what I do also like about this, if you guys missed, we had James Patrick on recently for our happy hour, and it was great talking to him about this because he loved the idea of making the dragon a a character. So it's not like just a, some wild beast. Like he has a reason for being there. Edward Hui, hello. And Nathan Duncan, glad that you enjoy the dragon incident as well. And Infant Machine, I'm definitely going to have to pick this up. Sounds interesting. Yes, you absolutely should for tomorrow's new comic book day. So speaking of happy hours, we have another happy hour this very Thursday on May 12th. So make sure you pour yourself a drink and join us at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And I get to talk with the wildly talented Mike Ruth. So as you know, he actually does all of our happy hour exclusives. And if you don't already follow him on social media, you have to. He does some incredible artwork where he just finds stuff in the woods and just ink and paper and uses whatever he finds. Like there's one that I saw that was like he took a vertebrae and did like a swamp thing that was absolutely incredible and didn't like sketch it out or not. It's rude. It's rude to be that talented. And I'm so excited to talk to him again on this Thursday for happy hour. We're gonna have our live sale as well right after the interview. So we're gonna have not only a brand new happy hour variant from Mike Ruth, which is for the Bunny Mask Hollow Inside #1, but we'll have plenty of his other ones from past shows at an even lower price. We're gonna have medals. We're gonna have graded books. It's gonna be amazing. So again, add it to your calendars. Make sure you follow us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live, wherever you like to watch your videos, and hit that notification bell because we will see you on Thursday at 5 p.m. Checking in with our comments here. Forrest Bates says, I've been picking up the Campisi issues after his appearance on Happy Hour, and it's a really good read. Oh, I'm so glad that you liked it. And Nathan Duncan, yes, Mike Ruth is indeed the bomb, and I'm very excited to talk to him. And in case you guys are going to be headed to your new comic book day tomorrow, let's talk about the books that are coming up for the order deadline this coming weekend. So that way you can add these to your pull list because we have some awesome new #1s that are going to be coming out in on June 15th. So first up, we have Where Starships Go to Die. So this is, we have Mark Sable back, who we've worked with plenty of times before, between God Killers, War on Terror, and also Miskatonic. So we're very excited to work with him again, and artist Antonio Locatelli. I can speak today. And this is a very dark sci-fi horror type story, and it's all about something that started happening in this basic graveyard of all these spaceships that's kind of technological, kind of supernatural. Ooh, spooky, spooky. So definitely add this to your pull list. So this is going to be, the order deadline is going to be this coming Monday on May 16th. So make sure whenever you go to your local comic book shop to pick up your new comic books, add that to your pull list, as well as another new #1 that's coming up June 15th, A Calculated Man #1. So as you know, Paul Tobin is just absolutely incredible. He has obviously Bunny Mask with us, out of so many different titles. Like he is such an incredible writer. And this follows with artist Alberto Albuquerque. And A Calculated Man is about this guy who is basically the numbers guy for a mob. Like he did all the books and all this kind of stuff. And when he realizes he can actually like try to get out, and using his wits to try to get out of the mob, and when they come after him, he actually realized just how deadly he is with using all of his like Rain Man like math powers. So it's really a very fun and twisty revenge tale. So I absolutely suggest it. Ed Hui says, so awesome. Yes, I agree. So make sure that you add those two brand new titles to your pull list when you head to your local comic book shop. And also keep in mind, we just announced another wonderful title. So we're bringing back one of AfterShock's most popular and best-selling series, with a vengeance. So this comes from Jimmy's Bastards creators Garth Ennis and Russ Bond. Comes Jimmy's Little Bastards, a special 3-issue oversized prestige format miniseries that's bolder, bawdier, and even more badass than the original. So if you guys missed out on the original series of Jimmy's Bastards, it's basically, everybody knows the James Bond archetype, right? He's been doing his thing for like 20 years. He's been sleeping with all these gorgeous women. But what if he has all these bastard kids all around the world and they actually band together to hunt him down? So, and this new 3-part story is right after the shattering events of that last adventure. Jimmy is on extended leave from British intelligence, sliding slowly into middle age, with carpet slippers, tragic sweater, and a cup of cocoa to match. The formerly sexiest super spy is even reevaluating his attitude to women. His daughter, don't say it, don't you dare say it, Nancy, is taking up the slack in fine style, cutting a bloody swath through the Regent's Rogues Gallery. But a mysterious message starts Jimmy looking for his family's murky past, where he finds a clue to a strange and deadly new danger. Dun, dun, dun. Nathan Duncan says, remind me of The Accountant with Ben Affleck. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so very excited to have this back. And I mean, like Garth Ennis, he's okay. Like it's really excited to have him back. So this is going to be coming back in August of this summer. So make sure you follow us for updates on that and when you can place that on your pull list as well. And now it is time to get in deep and talk about the two titles from last week in the reviews, Dogs of London #1 and Beyond the Breach trade paperback. All right, welcome back, everybody. So this is the reviews segment of the show. So we're going to talk about the new titles that came out last week in deep dive. So if you haven't read these yet, I don't want to spoil things, but it's very exciting stuff. So if you haven't picked up Dogs of London yet, highly suggest it. Peter Milligan is back, and he is going back to something that he actually used to write about for one of his first series ever, which is kind of gang life and that sort of thing. And this follows we start off in actually the swinging 60s, where we follow the Dogs, who are just this super feared gang that ruled much of London's underworld back in those 60s. And we kind of can tell that we're listening to somebody talking about the past and all this kind of stuff. And it starts off with them obviously trying to bury their past or bury their buddies or something. And come to find out through all of the years that they finally like made it, it's we could kind of come to the end of this where our main character that we've been following is actually knighted, and he is super duper rich and older and in his 70s. But in the area that they actually had buried their past dogs in the group, they find out that not only the bodies are still there, but they're still alive and like 20 years old. So it's as if like no time had passed for them, and they're very young again. Okay, Edward, I'm glad that you ordered it as well. Um, so so I love this. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. I adore Articida's artwork in this. It's very raw, but it still feels very 60s, especially when we're back in those days and we go like into down memory lane. And I'm so curious of how to cross over because when you read this, hopefully you guys did, and I'm not totally spoiling everything, but there is one of the dogs that is a closeted homosexual. So like it'll be really interesting to see once this dog is in present day and sees how much things have changed. I'm very excited to see how this goes. And just Peter Milligan is so artful in the way he wrote this so that we kind of get everything we need from this first issue, and the hook is so good at the end that you're just ready to rock for issue 2. So make sure that you add to the pull list for issue 2 of Dogs of London as well when you go to your local comic book shop, because oh man, it's so good. And then also last week we got the trade paperback, the full complete series of Beyond the Breach. So this is a great way if you didn't catch up with this title from Ed Brisson, who is also a screenwriter, and you can definitely feel it within this storyline. And it starts off just like kind of any other tragic tale of Vanessa, and you feel for her. She's just had the worst run of luck. Her mom just died, and while she was at her bedside and taking care of her, her boyfriend cheated on her with her sister. So like things couldn't get worse. So what a better time to just like blow off life and say that you're going to do this amazing, drive up the coast of California, up the PCH to see the redwoods. It sounds so idyllic until the breach hits and just rips everything apart. And the artwork from Damien Cosiero is so wonderful and vicious. And like, I mean, you got to be ready for just like absolute carnage right when you start off with the breach. And poor Dougie loses his parents. So like right away we have this kind of ragtag team coming together. And I really love stories where things can't actually go back to the way they were. Like everything's just a little bit different. And I feel like this was a perfect kind of arc to it. And we find out like what caused the breach. We had Samuel, who was trying to defend his world from these like basically just marauders who were just coming through and destroying all these different dimensions. And while trying to escape him, he accidentally ripped a hole through reality. So it's a lot. And like also, you can't tell if Samuel is a good guy or if he's not, because he did do a lot of damage to these like oncoming forces. And so I very much like stories and characters who you understand why they do things, but you're not exactly sure if they're good guys or bad guys. Like, are they a hero? Are they a martyr? I don't know. So if you didn't pick this up, highly suggest it. It is a very fun adventure, and it is all encapsulated in this story. Like, obviously, we could see more from this world, but you're not going to feel like left hanging when you read this title. So that is it for all of our reviews for this week, and thank you again for being a part of the Aftershock family. Looking forward to seeing you guys for our happy hour on Thursday. Just make sure you stay safe out there, wash your hands, wear your masks, keep your distance, and only read dangerously. I'll see you all on Thursday for happy hour.